Hey. Hello everyone, and welcome to episode I've forgotten whatever it is. Was it? It's 26.
Episode a lot.
Episode many of season 2 of the Plastic Crack podcast. With me, Martin, Ken from Bootnote from Miniature Wargaming Warriors. You've got Dom from Boots on the table down there. Below me, you've got Steve from On Point HQ. How you doing, chaps?
Good mind.
Very well.
Really good, thank you. Really good.
Everyone seems really with it for a Monday. So, Ken, what did you just buy?
No, nothing. I cannot comment
Nothing.
on that.
You cannot comment. Okay. Well, welcome. I'm going to say hello to. I've seen the chat's been already sort of getting a bit busy, so I figure we'll go for that first. So we are joined by Nick Games. I think he was here first. Hobby Desk Ready, let's go. Dave Baker, Jim Friday, Evil Jim Reaper, our sponsor, which I should say that we are sponsored by reapergames.co.uk, who you can go to for all your Plastic Warlord, Perry, Goodness, Mantic, and various other bits and bobs. We will, of course, be chucking out a 10% discount code near the end of the stream. So hang around for that. Shakos and Sprues, how you doing? Lionheart, Harpham, Louis Baby, Aaron Lowe, Enemy in Sight, Ham and Jam, Lazy Pirate Painting, Battle Mats here, SJM66, Crossing Obstacle Gaming, John Clark, Jason Horn, Chris Richards, GP, Bill Roy, Haley's just bought me a beer, Benjamin Christensen, Anna Marsbar, look at that, Anna Marsbar.
Oh my God, she keeps you well prepared, doesn't she?
Granaprigo, Luke, how you doing, buddy? Shrink 7, friends of General Haig. Louis Baby has an idea that we should start at 7 and do a 24-hour.
No,
maybe we could do it. We could do a special. We could do it we'll just be Rex by the end of it.
Jesus, we could do it. Tag, couldn't we? Could do tag. One of us do it, and then hand on to somebody else for the next period of time.
We could do what, like a relay, a stream relay.
As long as we give Ken 5 a.m.
To be honest, I think if we all did it, though, we should all of us just take it and see how many miniatures we finish by the end. You'll have painted a full army, and most of us would have just done finished getting the mold lines off of some stuff. We've got Culloden's here, Paul. How are you doing, buddy? Rogue Trooper. And it's done that thing where it's gone to the bottom of the comment list again. So I've lost loads of people. Carl, Marky Sparky, Steve Harbour, Robert Cox, Glyn Moss, Tim Stevens. I think I've said a couple of people. Mark Fowles. He says, evening drinks, first time commenting, but listened a few times before. Very enjoyable. Thank you very much. And thank you for taking the time to comment. Of course, we're looking forward to a few comments tonight. It's not a good idea. Why are people saying that? It's not a good idea.
No.
We'll be haggard remains of whatever we are in a minute.
I would need intravenous coffee. I'd have a tube in both arms of just pure caffeine coursing through me.
Actually, you know what? It'd be quite funny to watch Steve just slowly sinking off his chair and just going.
Hello, Nathan. How you doing, mate? Just slowly, bit by bit. Did I see, Steve, that you got to the end of your bottle of Agrax Earthshade?
Yes, got a new one. The other one had a Viking funeral. Although it screwed up the new pot. I liberally splashed it all over figures, like I am rather prone to do with Agrax. Went away, came back in, and it was like bright and gloss.
Ooh, we didn't get a gloss version, did you?
No, there is. I thought there was a gloss version.
There is a gloss version. Yeah, there is.
No, it just says Citadel Color Shade Agrax Earthshade. It's the shade one.
Oh.
Can we call it, bud?
I bet what they've done, Steve, is they did what they did to me once and mess up the labelling.
Oh, they better not have done. Oh,
and you think that's a new bottle. That's a new design, isn't it?
Did that specifically just for you. So I've just had to pop that up. Sorry, old school's at the dentist. So he said he'll be right back. Mate, they're not going to have to knock. Just leave us on. They won't have to knock you out or anything. Just leave us on.
We'll send you to sleep.
I will say there was a follow-up to the Agrax story. I did find a solution to it. If you get Lamium medium and just brush it all over, it brings the shine right down.
Okay.
Good move.
Because I was panicking. I was like,
you shouldn't have to.
I shouldn't have to, no. But I was on the verge of tears because I almost ruined 5 figures.
You're not alone. Look, Battle Knights is with you. He said he's on his latest video diary. He's got the same there.
Well,
And then Nick is This is the
Maybe
first time
they've
he's painted
changed the
stickers.
recipe.
Oh, they
No,
better have
maybe.
done.
I
Is
know.
that like-
I bet they've messed it up. I bet you they've put the gloss in the bloody wrong bottles and sent it out.
A batch problem, maybe.
Yeah. You what? Speak to Games Workshop, isn't it, Steve?
We've got so Jack. That's very kind. Some of the best YouTube out there. That's very, very kind. Thank you very much.
Very kind.
We'll see how you feel about that after 2 hours.
Yeah, just have you watched this show before then?
Luke, Ken can barely last 2 hours without falling asleep. How could he cope with 24?
Fuck it off. Bastards.
Oh dear. So, who should we start with? Well, Cena with his Agrax nightmare. Steve, what you been working on this week, mate?
I'll show you the figures that I wrecked and then saved. It was a Lazarus return from the. Did Lazarus rise from the dead? I don't know. I know Jesus did, but I'm trying to think. I'm trying to
It's well known he used Agrax though.
all the best messiahs use Agrax.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Washed away all the world's sins with Agrax. I guess.
So
That's what Ken baptizes people with, just Agrax.
That's right.
Did we thank people on the replay? I've forgotten.
No.
No.
Shut up.
I'm going to kick him out. I'll get rid of him.
Yeah.
Hang on.
So these are the figures that I initially ruined. So it's a medium machine gun with an entirely new kit bashed crew.
Very nice.
And a HQ unit built from all. Those two at the back were the ones I spent nearly 2 hours putting together because I couldn't decide what combination of arms to use.
Are they the 8th Army shorts, Steve?
Yes.
Yeah, very nice.
And they're the arms from there.
Steve, do you have a little skip outside your flat that has all the leftover bits of metal from these kits that you don't want in it? I'm just wondering because I might come around and raid it.
I've got a bits box just full of metal crews, because I don't use them because they're a bit crap. And there's the machine gun team by itself.
That's cool.
The basing on that took so long. It was a complete pain to do, but I'm really quite chuffed with it.
I like the puddle at the front.
Oh, that water effect is so easy. It's just you just squirt it on, you've got a dirty puddle. And who doesn't want a dirty puddle?
Everyone does want a dirty puddle.
I just want the next one. I want to say a big thank you to everybody for. Oh no, it's not the wrong one.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Is that it? Thank you. Good night. We're off.
Oh, I've uploaded the wrong picture. And what I meant to upload was the Plastic Crack podcast playlist that I put on Spotify.
Yeah, that was really cool, dude. That was cool.
Cool. If I had
there was some completely bizarre combinations of songs on there. But it's almost 7 hours long now. It's about 75 songs on there. But yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that gave suggestions. And Sean, I did put Tracy Ullman on there.
I saw it on there and I thought, he will be happy. He'll be very pleased.
Of course, if you want to get the link to this amazing playlist, then if you join the Plastic Crack Podcast Facebook group, we're only about 13 people of 300.
Yeah,
that's cool, isn't it?
So
amazing.
If we could maybe get 300 before the end of the week, that'd be ace.
Yeah,
so you could join.
You can chat with Tim, innit? You can chat with Tim as well from our lovely sponsor.
That's it, and you can say how much plastic can you send me at a discounted rate? How many kits can I got a question. I've had an email, and
I love it when you say this. I've had an email.
Someone asked me. Somebody said, how can you how many boxes could you realistically use to make a Wars of the Roses army out of? And I was sitting there thinking, you could make a decent one out of 3 boxes, but an awesome one out of 5. If you go to Reaper Games, then they're sat there thinking. Beckus is here. It's 3 a.m. He's our hardcore fan, and he can't sleep. We'll sort that for you, bud. 2 hours with us, you'll be away.
You'll be asleep.
Ken's away after 10 minutes, so it's not.
I'm wide awake this week, and not on call, so it's all good.
How was your little trip out last week?
It's fucking shit. I didn't get into a stupid o'clock. And I stepped in dog shit, which was even great. But guess what? I don't think it was dog shit. It was more like human size. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, lovely, Ken.
So yeah,
that's beautiful. On that note, Ken, what have you done?
Ken, I've got to say that was enchanting. Thank you for that. That was
enchanting.
Everyone comes here for the wonderful stories that we bring.
I've managed to actually finish on it this week, which I'm quite proud of. Yeah.
Were you cleaning your shoes?
Yeah. I managed to finish.
Very nice.
I managed to do these guys.
Nice.
My
I like them. Very nice.
With Pavisa's, they're Swiss, so bit of freehand in there.
Are you just going to build a Swiss army and do the Burgundian War? You might as well, because you've done the Swiss look so cool. You could just do the Burgundian War and then bring them over. Just add, because you've got a few Lancastrians in there, but just do a Swiss army, then you can fight.
Yeah, I haven't got a mass amount of Lancastrians at the moment. I'm just trying to get a better picture up. Just give me a second. Let me just save. There it is. There it is. 2 seconds. Let me just save this and upload it. 30 seconds. But no, it's been an interesting week, to be fair. Hopefully this one's a bit better. It's a bit grainy. I've got no. I don't know what's going on with my camera. I've got a brand new camera. I need to sort out the settings on it.
It looks cool.
That's all right.
Yeah. But yeah, it should be a lot crisper than that. Jesus. But it was interesting because I've been doing trying to experiment a lot more with freehand. Painting black and white's a bit of a pain in the ass as well. It's not too bad, but I'm learning. Like with these, the shields were meant to be the main focus, so I didn't really bother doing the highlighting on the flesh because I didn't see the point. Because not many people are going to look at it. They're going to look at the shields first of all, because that's the whole point of it. Just learning how to cut corners, really. I've started to get a little bit of a Napoleonic bug after joining a new club, Dom.
What? No, you were only there as a visitor. You're not allowed to join it. I don't want you trooping around my bloody place. Jesus.
Not in my backyard.
Ken's about to be blackballed from some kind of secret Masonic Wargaming club. Weird handshakes and things.
No, it was really nice, actually. I've never been to a Wargaming club, and everyone there was really nice, really friendly. It was lovely to have a game.
But don't you have a word of apology for my mate Alec?
Oh,
you have an apology for him, don't you?
Martin. Do you know when I was rolling against you after our second game, how good my dice rolls were? With that game of Black Powder.
The one I didn't film. Yeah. Try that times about 10.
Every turn, it was like, how many? You got 7 dice for combat, needing 5s. How many did you get? 7.
Alec is one of the nicest blokes you'll ever meet.
He is so nice.
He's fantastic, and his face was just crestfallen as Ken just demolished troop after troop of his army.
I was using a really crap troops as well, wasn't it? What were they?
He went in with the Opolchany. He had Opolchany and Cossacks charging in, absolutely mullering everything in sight. It was just ridiculous.
Now, Ken, let's be honest. Were you using divine intervention for those rolls?
It certainly seemed to be.
I'd never rolled that well for a long time. I used all my luck.
I love this. Sorry, look at the chat. Shit,
that's probably what it was.
It's supposed to be lucky. Has anyone put dog shit on a base before?
No.
No. God. Kaiser's here. Hello, mate. Well,
hello, Kaiser.
On YouTube. How you doing? And Gary Phillips. Lionheart. Hello. I didn't think I said hello to you before. So, no, that is awesome. Someone else.
Yeah, so that was kind of like my week, actually getting a game in for Napoleonics. But I got a Napoleonic bug as well. I feel like I should play Russians, to be fair. I think I'd play a lot better as Russians.
Do you know what? His face looked like a little lost soul when they said, "Oh, you can be Russian with Dom," and he went. I wasn't sure whether it was because he had to play with me,
or because
he couldn't be French.
It is.
But within a space of about 5 minutes, and he was steamrolling everything in sight. He was suddenly he turned to me and went, "I think I need to build a Russian army." I was like, bloody hell, here we go.
Yeah, but we can talk about what they did with the Cossacks, can't we? Even they couldn't believe that was insane, right? Right, I'm on halfway around the board, and we got Cossack cavalry have got to get.
We
through
should set
woods.
the scene here, right? Okay,
Yeah,
first of all, we were doing the crossing of Bezina, 1812, one of the scenarios from Eagle of Empire, or whatever that book is. I can't remember what
Clash
it is.
of Eagles.
Clash of Eagles one, yeah. And so we were playing that. It was slightly scaled down, but it was on a full table. It was a good
8x6, wasn't it?
Must be 8x6,
Cool.
something like that. So it was a big table, but the units were scaled down slightly. But we were doing full movement and ranges. And Ken had a lot of advanced troops, including all these Cossacks and Opolchany and stuff. And what did you do?
So there's a woods in front of me, and I wanted to get right round the back of the French line and push through. I rolled like a double 1.
Well, like that first roll in our game.
But it actually paid. Yeah, bastard. And this time it actually paid off. And Alec. This is the other thing. 1 minute, my cavalry are like in our half of the board. Alec walks away for about a minute, comes back and sees that he's been outflanked by a large unit of Cossacks that are behind him, and he's like,
gone all the way around the back of his army.
How did they get there? I rolled a double 1. He went, of course you did.
Of course. Arne van Roland has just said, Oi, Savoy's just got my first box of English bowmen to paint, and he hasn't painted since he gave up on 5 goblins for D&D 4 years ago.
It's a lot easier to paint them than goblins, I think.
Are they English longbowmen? Do you need 100 Years War ones, or have you got these some Wars of the Roses? It's not that I think that people are doing a lot of Wars of the Roses. Ken blesses his dice by putting them in the oven.
Your other, I'm really sorry, I've forgotten your other friend's name. What was his name? Neil, that's it, Neil.
What was that? My daughter would go, oi.
Oi.
Back to the shit. Right.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, it was just a really good game. It's just nice to play with 4 people, wasn't it? And it was just great.
To be honest, it was a really good. So my club hasn't really run very, very much because of COVID, and the venue we used to use has been pretty much shut and won't let us back in for some reason. And so they found this sort of temporary home, which now looks like it's going to be most Fridays of the month.
Do you like how he says my club?
Yeah, it was my club, but now got bloody Ken. And it was actually packed, wasn't it? I don't know.
It was really good.
30 people in there, something like that.
People were playing Black Powder, Saga.
There was a massive 15mm Napoleonic game with about 8 players aside, and then there was people were playing Infamy, Saga, Black Powder.
No, it was really good.
Wars. It was all good. Yeah, good stuff.
I'm very quickly going to answer a question, and then I'll ask Dom how many armies he's painted this week. Andy Rue, who said, a risk of a tangent, do I have any information on Edward Woodville off the top of my head? Yeah, I do. If you email me, I can tell you, because I know he's on the database. So just let me know what it is that you want. So I won't go into a whole thing on here. So yeah, anyway, that's the thing. Dom, what have you been up to? I'm going to sit back and relax for this.
Okay. So in readiness for that game, because Neil said, we're running out of Russians. We haven't got enough Russians. So I quickly painted up a battalion, because that's what you do, really.
Dom, how do you just sit down and paint up a battalion?
Well, he hasn't, because the bases are white. Look, he hasn't painted eyes.
Yeah. But they're all in great coats, mate. I mean, it's easy. You just slap it all on, put a bit of liquid talent on them.
I think you make sure that you don't, bend those flags. You don't want to upset.
That's true. They are a bit crinkly. I better move on to the cannon I did instead. There you go. So I did some cannon as well.
Did they come with the Gabies? Or did you add those on? They come. Are those the Renedra?
They're the Renedra ones. Yeah.
I've got a load of those. I'm just.
I think I bought them because you persuaded me that they were a good idea, and I thought actually they are a really good idea. So I've got another battery to do, and I thought, because the Russians often they have a special rule, don't they, for emplacing their guns? So I think. Don't
they need that quite big batteries as well?
Yeah, I've got another one to add to it, which makes it a large battery. And Kickstarter she did. Cool. So I realized they just turned up the other day, and I thought, I'll do it. I only ordered a couple of packs, so but I've got a Russian winter army, Second World War, and actually a summer one as well. So I thought I'd do that for that, and then an anti-tank team which came with it as well. which I thought was really kind of cool.
So not much then. You didn't do that.
Not much. No.
I'm still going. I've still got more. Hang on,
Oh,
got more.
Have you? Oh, geez. Okay.
Don't want to forget the War of the Roses. So I did
Jesus
some
Christ.
Pike. I did some Billman.
Cool.
That was a unit of Billman to join the Stanley's thing. And then I realised that the other week I hadn't got enough commanders for my Stanley force, so I did one of them as well. So there you go, command base.
I hate him so much.
John, quick question.
Yeah, mate.
How many hours sleep do you get per night? Is it?
I don't do much, but somebody did. I did put my ongoing list of how many figures I've painted, and someone did work out.
Yeah, but we don't read that because that makes us feel really, really.
Well, no, I don't care with you. But the funniest thing was somebody had worked out how many figures a day it was, or an hour. It was like 4.6 figures an hour or something that I'd done. I was thinking, I'm sure that maths isn't quite right, but bloody hell.
It's just that's
There you go.
That's really they are really, really nice. I am now going to completely put myself to shame because I did nothing. I did absolutely nothing. No, I had a week off. I had a week off work. It's my first time off since Christmas. And I decided I didn't want to slap it all over Tom. I decided to do nothing.
Well done.
So I wanted a rest. I wanted to recharge. I got the new project that's starting up. I've done my test base. I'm looking at it now, and I'm very excited about it. But I'm going to hopefully have some of that next week to show off. And I went to a couple of weddings. I got horrendously drunk at both. The last one I went to was an open bar, so there was a lot of tequila. And then I went to the Battle of Barnet festival, and Don went on the Saturday, so we couldn't cross over. And I bought here it is. I bought another Graham Turner. It's in there. Although I realised it's bigger than these, so I need to get new frames. So I got that. Had a nice chat with him about what he's doing, what's coming up.
He's a thoroughly nice guy, isn't he?
He's really nice.
Did any of you ask him to come on the podcast?
No, because I'm going to get him to come on my channel without you.
Bastard.
No, he's I did think about who we should ask, and Sean made me because GMB flags. Why don't we get? Although I think it will just be the comments will just be, can we have this flag? Can we have this flag? Can we have this flag?
Why don't you do Wars of the Roses in 28mm?
Yeah, why haven't you done this? I will buy all of them. No. Carl, you'll just have to wait and see. Hello, Liam. Hope you're well, dude. No, I just chilled out. But I had one game, and I've got to now find it in this mass of photos that we've all uploaded. So I had another game of Kings of War. That is me just before all of my units broke and got smashed across the battlefield. I'm really, really enjoying that game. I really enjoy it. It's just a really quick, fun fantasy game. And I don't know how well it would translate to the historical. I know they got the historical game. I don't know if there's any big differences in the system. But no, it was a lot of fun. I'm sure there was something else I wanted to put. We've put up so many photos of stuff.
I forgot to mention something on my update. I know there's one for Dom. I had a delivery today.
Yes.
It's my very first budget. Burrows and Bud. I can never
Budgies and Budgies.
Say the bloody thing. Burrows and Badgers war band. If anyone thinks I solely paint World War II plastics, prepare to be amazed as I paint a shrew with an axe.
I mean, just why?
You did not.
Why?
Yeah.
Why not?
It's a shrew with an axe. There's nothing wrong with that combination whatsoever.
Yeah. I don't. Shakos, can we have a PCP flag? Yes, CrackCon. Speaking of which, thank you to everybody who is purchasing the shirts and thank you whoever purchased tickets. But also, if you're coming and you haven't yet sent us an email about like the kind of game you want to play, either go into the Plastic Crack Podcast Facebook group, and it's the top announcement on there. You can see the games that are available, or some free tables if you want to book a table and put on a game, or if you see which ones you want to join in, just comment on there. Or if you haven't got Facebook, just send us an email. and we'll let you know what spaces there are and what's going on. But I think the big Black Powder game is now full, I think.
Ooh,
Which would be very cool. But I believe there's other Black Powder. There's a lot of Black Powder. There's an awful lot of Black Powder, which isn't a bad thing. So,
it's also fair to say, isn't it, that if people want to move around within the day, so if they want to start with Black Powder and then move on to do something else or what have you, move around during the day.
Exactly. It just gives us an idea to positions at the start, shall we say, and then we can move out from there. As Steve,
you're painting World War II badges. Road trader wants to road trade.
That's an idea. I could do that.
You could. There's a bit of kit bashing you could do.
What I have tried, if I've not quite done it yet. Sorry, the chap's name escapes me. It was that Wars of the Roses guy with the STG-44 that he posted on the Facebook group. I am going to make and paint that because that was excellent. I just think it looked completely mad.
There's been some awesome stuff, and as always, please post your photos. We got inundated with photos, so I think what we're going to have to say, or we will chat about, is if you want your photos up in the show, you're probably going to need to have them up by midnight on the Sunday before the stream, because that's when we kind of tend to collect them all. Oh, and there's hello Miller. Sorry, I didn't see that you'd snuck in there. It says him and Matt have got to pick up and play on the table. So I believe, Miller, are you not royalists in this game? Did I hear that? Right? I believe Matt has pointed out that you're taking up the cause of the king.
That's right.
So, how does that feel? Sorry, I'm gonna be such a horrible friend. But that's wicked. Well, so tonight's theme, obviously we talked about it last week, and we all watched them, presumably, is films, but also how we could use those for wargaming, for inspiration, for having a laugh, or just for your ideas for things like scenarios. So I challenged the guys here to each think of sorry, I've just seen his response. I challenged the guys here to all think of a film that a historical film or a war film or a series that they find inspiring for wargaming or just generally. One which they just can't hack, because who doesn't like saying I don't like this film, then someone else will say they do, and then there can be an argument, which is always good viewing. And also a guilty pleasure, because I know someone, I've seen some of the things now, and you guys have been amazing in the Facebook group. I've got a whole load of stuff to go through in the chat, although there are some choices in there, Drew.
Drew, hang on.
Drew.
We're giving Drew this before we even start. Sorry.
So before we go through, I'll kick things off, and should we start on the high? Should we go through the ones that I think are good, like, good for wargaming and good for inspiration? We've just gone to 101 viewers. Hello everybody, thank you, that's awesome. And mine, which I've now lost, is Glory.
That's
I absolutely love that film.
Brilliant.
And if I did ACW, which maybe one day in the future I would love to do.
Special project.
That's not. It's not that special project. I'll let you know. It's. You saw the base. Although to be fair, what I was going to say is the end of it, the siege at Fort Wagner at the end, I thought would be a wicked scenario. A bit obviously sad.
We could use Miller's Fort again, couldn't we? Repurpose it.
We could do, actually, because he could put it side by side. Ooh,
there you go.
There's a fort. Some 28mm ACW. Yeah, no, I like that. How does sharp practice work with ACW? Is it good?
It works really well. Yeah, it does.
Does it? Okay. Is it a bit more scaled for ACW?
I play 15mm ACW with it, and I actually really, really like it. I think it works beautifully as a system.
Drew said, "What did you say you'll do? We'll get to you.
We'll get to you in a minute.
We'll get to you. We're not picking it. Also, though, I gotta say a big thank you to Drew, because I do feel like I slightly peer pressured him into, not that I'm saying you're peer bullied, might be a better phrase, into bringing your Rorke's Drift stuff to CrackCon. So thank you. I just want to see it, basically, but who doesn't want to do Rorke's Drift? So that's awesome. But yeah, Glory. I think it's a great film. It's a great story, and the actual if you like the action scenes, the war scenes, I think are really good, and some quite good idea for some wargaming scenarios in there. So that's my one. Ben Lowry's just said he was an extra in Glory.
Ah,
that's cool.
Really fantastic.
That's cool.
That's pretty fucking cool.
I know my father-in-law is in Full Metal Jacket running in the background because they filmed it at a British Air Force base, and he's just in the background running. But yeah, so that's mine. So have you all seen that? I have a feeling there we go. So that's cool. So who should we move round to next? Let's go to Ken. Ken, what's on your list?
What for my favourite?
Or for one you just find inspirational for wargaming, or
it's going to be controversial, and it's
here we go.
Martin's not going to like it.
Mary Poppins does.
But
if you say what I think you're going to say, I'm going to kick you out the stream. I mean it. Is it on Netflix?
It is.
Oh, I think we know what's coming.
The King! I fucking love this film so much. There's only one king, and he's Henry V.
That's not.
Oh, jeez, love it.
I love this film. I love it because I just love looking at all the armor, and I think the armor looks really cool. I like the fight scenes in it. Yes, it's not historically accurate. I get that. Don't get me wrong. I understand that. I understand.
It's based on Shakespeare, isn't it? That's the
I understand it's not how Agincourt was and all that. I get that, but it's just I just really like it.
Cool. But that's cool. It inspired you to do 100 Years' War, didn't it?
It did. So
yeah, that's it.
And it inspired me to do medieval, and now it's got me onto Wars of the Roses. So I started somewhere, but yeah, it was really cool. Loved it. I just loved it. Really did loved it. And see, look, I've got people agreeing.
Like I said, I think although I think me and Louis Baby get a very similar.
It was crap, Ken.
I think it's good because it was because it's kind of it's not even full Shakespeare, is it? It's kind of half. It's Shakespeare and half.
I think the production value they got given was actually really good.
I did really like the bit where the knight ran into the the bloke in armor and just sent him.
Yeah, it's class. That's what I mean. There's just things like that you've not seen really in cinema before, which I really enjoyed. And I liked how it went how the 100 Years' War got a bit of mainstream stuff from Netflix, which was really nice to see.
It was. I'm hopeful now that. But to be fair, there are some good historical. I mean, we said before, and I think Dom is pretty much going to say this when I ask him to, is that I'll watch any historical film at least once, and I'd rather watch what I would consider a poor historical film than probably much else, because I do enjoy
with you on that
a lot of those. Okay. So moving on from Ken, go on then, Dom. Go on then. What's your inspirational one?
Well, I don't know. I've done mine in a little bit of a different way because I'm different like that. And so
yes.
So I came at it from, well, like you just said, I don't dislike any film really, and I'm not a connoisseur of films or a film snob in any way at all. In fact, some people say I'm just not fussy at all. I watch anything really. And I love war films of all varieties, apart from maybe one or maybe two. But what I did with this was I went, right, what can I think of the films that sort of inspired me to get going into an obsession that is historical gaming? And so I started from there. So I did a little video montage. So hopefully you don't get copyright strike because they're all under a 10 seconds.
10 minutes. You just put the
10
whole
minutes. So see how many of these, particularly the early ones, you remember. If Sean's on here, he'll remember them all. He's probably an extra.
Go on.
There you go. Here you go.
Hold steady!
reminded me with them negative waves so early in the morning.
There you go.
I love that.
I think 55 Days in Peking is one I've seen once, but it must have been so long ago that I watched that.
I remember as a kid, those sort of films used to come on a rainy, cold Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon when there was nothing else to do, nothing else on. And I loved it because they'd put all those sort of films on, all the black and white things like Tobruk and all these wonderful old war films. And I just used to sit there, and it was kind of what got me completely hooked into all those things. You know, loved all of that. And 55 Days, I think, was one of those ones that I think got that obsession that I have. Everyone knows I have that of all these minor nations, because that's literally you've got Russians, you've got Italians, Japanese, British, Americans all together fighting in this siege. It's brilliant. I mean,
that's very good. I mean, and it's from those. Do you ever, like, when you guys are painting, do you ever go back and look at a film rather than a book and paint something that way?
Yeah,
because I have.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I've paused it quite a few times. I even paused it in Waterloo when I was doing the La Haye-Sainte scenario, so I could set it up so it looked like the fields around it looked like the film.
I don't know. I find it really hard because if it's something like that, I want to sit and watch it, and so I'm more likely to do a bit of painting and then stick it on Netflix late at night or whatever, and crack open a bit of whiskey and sit and watch it and drink myself till stupid o'clock when I should be asleep. And I love those sort of things because they're brilliant. It's like we got into some of those foreign language films, didn't we, for a while?
Oh yeah, man, yeah.
Some of those absolutely sensational. But yeah, I tend to, because podcasts I definitely listen to when I'm painting, and but I find watching things a bit harder because I want to look at the
I don't mind if I've seen it before. If I've watched it a few times, like Waterloo.
True.
I don't find it too hard to have it on in the background. But then when it gets to a scene I really want to watch, I'll stop for 5 minutes, and it kind of breaks up the tedium of painting. And but then sometimes like that, I'll get distracted and I'll be like, oh man, that'd be a wicked project to do that again. Yeah, that's great. Let's go and do that. And Lord of the Rings is the worst one for me for this because I'm always like, I must have watched Lord of the Rings at least 6 times this year already, and that's the extended editions, like of all 6 films. Just love them so much. I'm just
brilliant.
Well, I started rewatching that, what's it called? Arn, Knight Templar. Have you seen that? It's on Amazon, but it's been released in like about 4 different versions, and it's on there as a series, and the series is in. I think they just cut it into 5 one-hour episodes. But there was more than, so I'm pretty sure there's more footage. So it's just weird how it's been released. So I'm watching it because I'd already seen it as a film. I've known the story, but there's just loads of things added in. That's another one of those.
Oh, that's interesting because I saw that on and I thought, oh, I've seen that film. I didn't realize it was something different.
Yeah, it's a little bit longer. I think originally it was meant to be a series. I don't know if it was meant to be a series and then it got released as 2 separate films, but then they cut stuff out of it because both the films are about 2 hours. I don't know. I get confused. But I've left him out for long enough. Steve, what's yours, dude?
Oh, let me just finish pouring this pint.
Pint?
Priorities.
Yeah.
Oh, got to get the beer in.
Nice bottle of Bishop's Finger.
Oh, we do like a Bishop's Finger.
We do.
Ken, that was purely coincidental. I didn't want to traumatize you. I should preface this with anyone that I have on Facebook knows I spend my weekends watching some utter
Yes, you do.
Oh, some of the films you watch. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and there's a few that even I've drawn a lot. Like, I think a lot of the films you put on, I'm like, yeah, I could watch that. And then occasionally, I see one and go, and he's drinking that pineapple beer to it, and all that. That's what I don't understand. I'm like, God, there's actually just nothing you can enjoy about that evening.
No, no.
I do. I either watch some cracking films or just mindless trash. But I'm going to go with my favorite. This isn't really an inspirational to Wargaming. I just think it's a fantastic film. Path of Glory. Just
that's good.
I don't think I've seen that, Steve.
It's a war film, but it's more to do with. It's an anti-war film.
It's not directed.
It's not happy.
It's not happy.
But it's directed by Stanley Kubrick. But what I like about it is I think Kirk Douglas is absolutely fantastic in it. I just think he just nails that completely. But for me, it's the battle scene where they're trying to take the anthill. And it's just, I mean, some World War I films get it right and some get it completely wrong. They get it right. On Path of Glory get it right. It's just brilliant. But at the end of it, there's some bloody awful, horrible characters in the film. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone that's not seen it, but it sums up the attitude of many officers or high-ranking officers to how war should be fought. And there's no laughs in it. There's no comedic moments. You won't be laughing at all through it. It's a pretty grim film, but it will stay with you. I saw this for the first time in 2008. I just happened to come across it on the TV, and I've just watched it over and over since because it's a brilliant film. It really is.
Nice. That's a good one. That's a good one. Carla has said Battle Nights watches romance movies with her so he could black her to watch war movies. So we'll go through some of the other ones. So there's some stuff in there that I didn't think about. So I'll go through Facebook, and I've got the comments here. So on the Facebook, we had things like the Battle of Britain. I wondered who was going to be put on the Carry On. I'm surprised we didn't see
I love a Carry On movie. I'm sorry. I can't say it's a Wargaming inspiration, but I do love a Carry On movie.
So we got Battle of Britain, April 9th. That's
what's the Danish one?
The Danish
one.
The
9th April. Yeah.
The most common one in here is Waterloo.
Yeah.
Would you expect
Can I be controversial? I've never seen Waterloo.
Well, that's why you can't paint drummers, you fool.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
He's gonna order it to your house now. It's gonna be on its way to you because it's about £2 on.
Isn't it on for about 4 days? Isn't it on for about 4 days though?
Something like
that. I think it's quite long. I think what's great about it is
three
hours.
They
went to all the effort of recreating the battlefield, and just didn't they use like the Russian Reserve Army or something?
They did. They used Russian soldiers to do it, and the story goes that when they did the Ney cavalry charge, even though they knew that obviously it was all safe and everything else, they wouldn't stay in square and they all ran away. They had to do it about 5 times.
See, my not watching Waterloo should be balanced against the fact that my favourite film of all time is Weekend at Bernie's. So. Take that from that what you will when it comes to my level of films.
You know, I used to thought I really did think my standard of movie watching was pretty crap until I saw your Saturday posts of what you watched. I mean, it is extraordinary.
When we were at university, and actually for a long time afterwards, we used to make it a mission to find the worst films we possibly could, and subject each other to them. So we would go for those, those ones that are in the basket near the counter that are £1 each, and there are some absolute gems in there, and I've still got them all. So what Zulu's come up a lot. Another one I think of, Last of the Mohicans. I was that's one of the ones I paused when I was doing the when I was painting like Magua and everything like that, when I was doing my Buskets and Tomahawks models.
I've not seen that either.
Well, worth to watch that. Definitely.
I've seen that. Even I've seen that, Steve.
Yeah. Wow.
Not quite your period, though, Steve, is it really?
There's one that
Badger period.
No, there's one that Andy. Well, you could do Watership Down. That's basically a war film.
That'd be
inspiring. Basically now. That's more horrific than like some Vietnam films.
That's traumatizing, that film. Jesus.
There's that seagull that says "piss off."
It's only got a PG rating, if I remember rightly. It might even be a U.
Andy put this one up. He said for his 30-year war kick, it was Alatriste. Anyone seen that?
I don't know that one.
I think it's got Viggo Mortensen in it. Bridge Too Far was Leon's. Brannan's Henry V, and what have we got here? Barry Lyndon. Sean came in with El Cid. I am a big fan of the Heston El Cid, even though it's
El Cid is fantastic.
It's but it's just for the spectacle.
I have seen that.
I've not seen that.
Oh, you've got to treat yourself to that one, Ken. You
Um,
really have. Did anyone see the picture that? Sorry about that. That Sean put up of
I did.
the game.
I did, and then I clicked off of it really fast because I've got my new project. I don't need another one. I've got a new one. I've actually got 2 new ones. I don't need a third, so I'm going to keep going. Although it is British Legion, he put up one which I didn't think. Das Boot.
Yes.
Oh yeah, great film.
As in, I assume he means the film and not that series.
I like it. I like watching it. They do it in English, but I like watching it in German with the subtitles.
I prefer it.
Yeah,
definitely. Especially when they scream alarm. That's the best part.
Matt Mail went a bit controversial with the 13th Warrior. I mean, I like that movie, but I know a lot of people hate it, like with a vengeance. 1917. That's another one.
Yeah,
we go Kelly's Heroes, Waterloo, and Gettysburg are on there quite a bit as well. It's really good actually because this is actually just my way of also finding more films to watch.
That's the thing with
it. Someone put like the Guns of Navarone. I mean, there's a great fight scenario, isn't there? Just off of the.
You just have to suspend belief with half of those films, but they're just brilliant. It's like Eagles Dare. Is it Eagles Dare?
Bridget, Eagles Dare.
Another one.
You got Bridget Raymargan as well.
Yeah. Miller and Carla.
Bridge on the River Kwai. Christ.
Carla and Miller have both said Kingdom of Heaven. I like Kingdom of Heaven. I like the director's cut of Kingdom of Heaven. I do. I quite like that. Again, I think it was one that I think people either you like it or you hate it. There's no middle ground.
Same with Troy, innit? Same with Troy.
Yeah.
You either like it or you hate it.
I quite like that. It's also the only film where Sean Bean lives.
Because
I wonder, because I was like, are they going to change this? They changed a lot in it. They're actually going to have Odysseus die. They have got Sean Bean playing him. Has anyone ever done a Trojan War game?
No.
Done the Trojan War. There's some scenarios. That'd be quite cool.
Is an interesting one for you though. But Sean Bean, he was on a BBC drama earlier on in the year about this prison thing. He goes to prison, and my missus went, Sean Bean, right? He's going to die then, literally, and she doesn't even know Sean Bean is really, and she just went, he's going to die.
He's dead. Well, you do just think one of the only other films he doesn't die in is Ronin, and that's but he kind of gets sacked off halfway through it when they realise that he's not a Navy SEAL and they tell him to go away. So we got in here. Shrink says 1917. Lionheart, Warhorse. Yeah, I like Warhorse.
Yeah, that's a great film actually.
Haley really was hyperventilating with tears in that film.
Laura won't watch it. Laura won't watch it because of that reason with the animals.
Benjamin says 1944, which is an Estonian film.
Yeah, brilliant. Saw that one. Fantastic
film.
Really good film.
The one with is that the one with no, not that one's the SS in it. Is that the one?
I think that is that one, isn't it? It's where they've got the SS on SS against the Russians, and they're both sides are Estonians. Or something.
Yeah,
or is that different?
There we go.
No, that's the one.
Yeah, really The Way Ahead, 9 Men in Which We Serve, Dunkirk, the good one. Which one's that? Is that the one that come out recently, or is there a different? Is there another Dunkirk? Because I know that one that come out recently.
Didn't like that.
No, he's doing another, isn't he? He's doing one about Oppenheimer now, isn't he? I read that this week. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of Chris Nolan.
There's loads of good films. You've got you've got We Were Soldiers as well. Some people really like that. Action's being made.
I quite like that film actually.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Do you guys like because I've got it here. Is another thing I quite like is the Thin Red Line. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah, like that.
But you know what? I've got it, and I've never watched it.
Oh, dude, you need to watch that. It's really good.
Really good
it's really, really good. Steve, you'll like that, man. It's against the Japanese.
I saw it years ago, but I can't remember anything about it.
You need to watch it, Steve.
I've definitely seen it, though. I definitely have seen it.
Yeah.
It's got Jesus. Isn't he? Jim.
Jim
Cazale. Is it Cazale? Whoever is Jesus in the Passion of the Christ. Did he get struck? I think he actually got struck by lightning, which I think is ace. Not obviously, it wasn't ace for him, but it was just a bit of a turn. There is some wicked stuff on here, but there seems to be a consensus that Patton is not a good film, and now they're all just saying about the films that that Sean Bean survived. Yes, he does survive him when Saturday Comes, but isn't he a footballer in that? And isn't his life like wrecked at the end of it? Sharp, obviously, you got to mention Sharp because
Sharp is just brilliant.
It's good fun. I do have that. Actually, that leads me to another one. And John Creswell, Master and Commander.
Yeah.
That's a wicked film.
Very good.
Still doesn't make me want to play the Windy Boat Game, though.
No, it makes me think about the Windy Boat Game and cry. I liked Greyhound as well. I really like Greyhound. That was on Apple. Some people didn't like that, but I really liked it.
So GP's just called me a savage. You know what? No, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. It was actually I was going to mention this one, but Cartaroga's 70s just beat me to it. The Duelists by Ridley Scott. It's like one of his first films.
Brilliant film.
And he is doing a new one, which is about a duel in the medieval period. So, all right, so that's definitely something. Yes, Sean Bean did use up all his lives in Sharp. Many lives. So obviously, then there's I had to put it in here because there's the ones. What do you want to do? Do you want to do the guilty pleasures or the ones that we have a bit of a bone?
Do the ones you don't like, and then you can finish on the guilty pleasures.
Okay. Do you want me to kick this off? Now, I only kick this off because I think we all obviously we do historical wargaming, we love history. We also have those periods that we want to see replicated in film. Like I'd love to see the Wars of Roses. It's just not really any film that. Well, no one's really done it justice. Please, no one's done Game of Thrones. I still think there's potential for a decent series or a decent set of films for that, or just doing like a single one and just calling it Towton and just having the battle go.
A bit like how they did The King. They did a part of his life, didn't they?
Moving on. But the one that I have now, I
nearly got it.
This is one of my wargaming wish list. It's something that I want to wargame. And when I knew there was a film, well, back when this film came out in 2004, I was really excited, and then I've never been so upset by a film, and that's this.
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah.
Oh yes, mate.
Now there are things about it that I really like, right?
What, the cover?
Yeah, pretty much. I really liked the two battle scenes.
Yeah, they were very good.
4-hour-long film about Alexander the Great that they managed to get, one of history's arguably greatest military commanders. I know that's probably going to be contentious, but a fascinating life. To me, it was boring. I just can't understand how you can take this guy's life and make it.
And they've all got Irish accents as well. That's a bit I can't understand.
Yeah. But it was just so.
I should have put that in my hate as well, because I think for me, I absolutely love ancient history, and I love Alexandrian period and successor period. It's one of the things that I absolutely wonderful films, a wonderful period to war game and everything else. And when we heard this was coming out, and it'd been talked about for years and years and years, me and my mates tripped up to London to go to one of the Leicester Square, big screens, thinking, go and watch this film.
You poor man.
And it was a good thing they sold beer in there, because we were absolutely slammed halfway through because it's such utter shit. Apart from, as you say, the battle scenes.
The battle scene showed a full-scale ancient battle, because they actually had to put up locations. They had to let you know. It appears as a subtitle. You're in the Macedonian center. You're on the Macedonian left. And I thought it did that really, really well.
Yeah.
And it was very cool. It has a Vangelis soundtrack. That's amazing. There's some good casting in, maybe not the main casting, but there's some other really good casting in there. There's got Anthony Hopkins in it. Not that everything he's in is great, but And then all the stuff in India was really cool, like that battle. And I was hoping there was going to be more to do with success. Anyway, we're not just here to like rip a film apart, but that was the film which, to me, as a lover of history and something I want to wargame, that I was dead excited about, and unfortunately,
it let you down.
has never. I even gave it a second chance. I bought the director's cut, which is shorter than the theatrical cut.
Hey,
yeah.
Hey,
yeah. Work that one out. I know.
Even the director thought he was a pile of shit.
Yes,
it's Oliver Stone, isn't it? He's doing like that. I mean, Oliver Stone is Travis is here. Hello, mate.
Hello, Travis.
You're probably going to click on this quite quickly. Someone's just said, here comes all the thumbs down votes for the channel. Yeah. Actually,
it will be when you get to me.
If you are enjoying yourselves, if you want a thumbs down, remember that this is my channel, and if you're trying to thumbs down Ken, go and find one of his videos. But that's a good one, Beckus. He said the opening scene from Gladiator inspired him to buy many Romans. That's a cool one. Like one of the most exciting opening 10 minutes to a film. Miller says, I love that film. If he's talking about Alexander, I don't know. I was going to talk about how Cromwell is one of my favourites personally. But is that the one?
I actually generally like that when I was in school.
I like the character. It's like everyone says, it's great acting. It's just the battle scenes, isn't it? Sorry. Yeah, no, someone's just said what about Rambo? But yeah, all right then. We'll flip that around and let's go to Ken.
I've got two. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. I think these are quite controversial films that you boys go, what the fuck?
There we go. Brace for impact.
Right. So the first film, I've watched it about 4 times, but every time the first time I really enjoyed it. The second time it was all right. The third and fourth time I just couldn't watch it all the way through. And that was Platoon.
Oh.
I really liked the first time, but it just got on my nerves about the third or fourth time watching it. It just wasn't for me. Don't know why.
I like the ending. The ending's a bit of a cop out.
Yeah, that's what kind of put me off, to be honest with you. I was just I'll put it back up. I liked. Did you guys like Hamburger Hill? Did you watch that?
Yes.
Yeah. So I really liked Hamburger Hill. I liked Apocalypse Now. I like loads of Vietnam films. No. Sorry.
One thing I will say for Platoon, it's got a fantastic soundtrack.
Yeah, the soundtrack's really good. It's
that to me almost wins it on its own. I think
it's Johnny Depp's first film, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's really Johnny Depp's first film. Yeah.
It was just one of what's that? What's the sergeant character? Not him, the guy that kills him.
Charlie Sheen.
Barnes kills
Barnes kills a lot. It just the character just wound me up. No.
Well, Barnes, he was a bit gung ho,
bit Rambo-esque, wasn't it? That's what I didn't enjoy. And that's what it kind of reminded me of. But some of the Thingy War films are really, I like.
Oh, you're not alone, look, Drew. Although we have seen some of Drew's options on the Facebook.
Yeah, well, we're not talking to Drew.
Some amazing bits in between. I know what you mean, Ken. It's super. Yeah. To be honest,
it's a meh. It's a meh. It's a meh. It's
one of those weird things. That period, there were some superb Vietnam films, really, really good, fantastic stuff. But it's never inspired me to game Vietnam as a period.
I want to do it. I really want to do it. So I will do it at some point. But there's one more film. This is even more controversial, right? Because I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen this film like 10 times, and after about the 4th time, and I've seen many better films. But it was Saving Private Ryan.
Wow. Remember, guys, can I just say, remember, this is my channel, not his. Just saying.
I must have seen this film loads, but I really enjoyed the first opening scenes. I enjoyed it until they found him. When they found him, that was it. I fucking hated it. I hated when they found Matt Damon because it just turned into the Matt Damon bitch fest of, I'm gonna stay with my men. I'm gonna stay with my men. Fuck my mum. Screw her. She's lost 3 sons. Fuck it. Nah.
Ken, I can't help but feel that you've missed the point of the film.
Yes, I think so too.
Nah,
I also love the fact he's watched a film 10 times that he claims not to like.
Yeah.
I watch a film once and I go, I'm not watching that again.
No, see, the opposite happened to me. It's not war. The first time I watched Napoleon Dynamite, I hated it and I sold it the next day. And I absolutely love that film. That film takes 3 or 4 viewings to appreciate.
Did that annoy you because like how much you like World War II? Because you're into gaming World War II. Obviously, I know all 3 of you are. But you've done like obviously more bolt action armies and things than me. So would you is that what did it for you?
I prefer Band of Brothers over that. Band of Brothers like World War II in superbness.
I've played scenarios based on different parts of Band of Brothers, which have always been really, really good fun.
Because they're all real scenarios that actually happen. So that's what I just didn't. I appreciate this was like the first time it was like this sort of like Hollywood. Steven Spielberg got hold of World War II, and that was cutting for a time. But I think it's just been outdated now compared to some of the other films that have come out. Like,
it's all,
it's all your personal decision, but you're wrong. Yeah. But it's all fun.
I bet there's 2 films I can mention though that Steve will absolutely love, and I will love it as well. Flags of Our Fathers and Letters from Iwo Jima.
Great! That made me want to do the that made me want to do Iwo Jima. That really did. And I still would really like to do a little 3x3 Iwo Jima board for Operation Squad and have them all like running around in the caves. I think that would be really, really cool. The thing is it's great. It is. I mean, they're all. I suppose whether or not a film is bad is irrelevant if it inspires you to do some, to make up some boards or some gaming. Because obviously there's things like Lord of the Rings because you've got the miniature game, and the whole miniature game is based on the films, right? And then they got the license for the books, didn't they? Afterwards,
I love both the films and books. They've both got their own thing, haven't they, with the books?
I agree with you. They're brilliant.
The books are awesome, and the films are great with all this. But look, totally agree with Ken. Shite film. Look at this, mate. It's all coming out.
You're. I mean, do you want to know something as well? I didn't actually watch that film until about 8 years ago.
Yeah, I remember watching it when I was younger, like probably about 12, and I remember the beach scene, and I thought that that scared the shit out of me of war. Thinking, holy shit, is that what it was really like? And then it was like, crazy. But then it just got worse as it went through.
We're finding out some stuff about each other. This is just a topic for us to talk about while we paint. We still obviously this is still a miniatures podcast. We're going to get. Don't worry, we're going to talk about new releases and what people have been painting in a bit. But it's just interesting because we always talk about films and have you seen this, and that's inspired me to, to paint this. He does realise it wasn't Napoleon. Go on then, Steve. What's yours?
Let's have a look then.
Wow.
Oh, fuck me, Steve.
Really?
Wow.
I didn't like that coming.
Absolute crap.
Ooh.
Do you know what, Steve? I think about it now. The more and more you think about it, are you like me that like a historical film to be like more along the lines of historical and not be so cinematic and just tell the story of the actual war, like Stalingrad did?
Yeah,
for example. But this is just Hollywood, isn't it?
I've seen that twice. The first time, I almost launched the DVD because I was like, "What have I just bought? This is crap." And so I didn't watch it for years, and then I revisited it, and my opinion didn't change. I still think it's a really, really crap.
I really like Ed Harris as the German in it, and it has Bob Hoskins, and I like Bob Hoskins.
Ed Harris, good sniper.
But didn't you do a base inspired by it?
Yeah, by Major Koenig, because it was iconic and he looked good. But it's like having a good character in a crap film. I mean, look at I'm trying to think of a good example now of a good character in a crap film. But it's just a crap film. I can't watch it because there's so many things there that annoy me that I I can't. The book that it's based on is a fantastic read. I would recommend that every day of the week. Unfortunately, the film's a big old pile of stinking dreck.
But that's it. But still, yeah. But like you say, it inspired you to do that base, didn't it?
It did. But just an absolute, just crap, basically.
Wow.
When the man with the rifle gets hit, the man without the rifle picks up the rifles and shoots. Call of Duty. Did it well too? Yeah, it's true.
Yes, it was, yes.
Go on then, Dom.
Well, I've kind of already blown my bolt on this one, haven't I?
Oh,
but
of course you had.
Yeah, it's that one.
I think that one. And I think that's Drew. This might be why you're. He's
just absolute pile of dross. Really.
Do you know what's amazing about that film? Right, I'll say amazing. Is it in the first 10 seconds when the year appears on the screen? They already start by saying Alexander. I can't remember which one it is. Like Alexander II has died, and then they put the year on the screen, and it's wrong. It kind of tells you how it's going to go.
Just no.
You know?
I mean, pretty much. What was the other one you said to me it should have been? And you're probably going to feature it as well. But I mean, he did some very good films, Mel, but he did some absolute shite films, and that's definitely one of them. Just awful. Sorry.
No. I know we said about this before we came on. I've only ever seen Braveheart once. Again, it's one of those films. I'm like, I've watched it once. I don't think he's gonna watch that again. I think I've enough sadism for the night.
Oh, dear. We'll carry on because then we'll get into so we're gonna do the guilty pleasures, and my guilty pleasure has inspired me to start some new stuff, and definitely for some wargaming scenarios, and that is this film. Now it's not particularly actually it's not historically there was a King John and there was a siege of Rochester Castle. That's about. Oh, and they set fire to the pigs to bring the wall down, which they did. But it has my absolute favorite movie depiction of John, played by Paul Giamatti, with possibly the exception of this.
Mother always did like Richard best.
That's being claimed by Disney.
Disney. But I had to do it. I'm going to put it in because Paul Giamatti played him, and I thought it was absolutely ace.
England is mine, Albany. God's will bestowed it unto me. The Pope blesses it to me. And this castle belongs to me.
You're no more a king than the boil on my arse.
It's absolute. You know what? It's absolute. You know, it's basically a fantasy film. But we've played games now where we had to take the gates or you sallied out. We even did a game where they would try that you had to. I know it sounds awful, but light the pigs to get the wall so we had like a tunnel and you had to get the sappers before. They could light them and then bring the wall down. So we played like a whole thing about the siege of Rochester. And that was before the Barons' War rules even came out. And I think there's been quite a lot of these funny little. I mean, they made a sequel. That was something I wasn't expecting.
But just for the history, what year are we talking here?
It's 1215. So it's just after so it's John is king and it's the Barons' War. He's basically signed he's signed Magna Carta and then basically changed his mind and
so realistically, because we had the shittest king ever, we've got all these rights that we have today.
Well, we had plenty of shit kings over the years.
But this one of them, yeah. So,
let's not get into a whole historical discussion about how much of it played through. But you're right.
Yeah, John is not. I mean, I know a lot of people. Yeah, Richard weren't exactly great, but John is yeah, he's not. But Paul Giamatti does him justice, and I think that's ace.
Plays him really well, doesn't he?
That's my guilty pleasure, and that's definitely one film that has inspired me to do a few things in the Barons Wars, which isn't the secret project, by the way.
It's not, because I know what it is, but I will never say.
You don't know what it is.
Oh, it's not that thing we spoke about then.
No.
Oh no, I don't know what it is then. Okay.
Right then, go on then. Speak on that.
I was being smug the last couple of weeks, thinking I know what it is.
Well, maybe you do. I don't remember to you, but go on then, Ken. What's your? You got a guilty pleasure for either for inspiring for wargaming or just general painting?
Yeah, I've got two. First one, no surprise, I've watched this film again. I've watched this film probably 10, 15 times, and Leslie's going to fucking say to me, "Who's your board? Part 4, mate."
But we know what that is, then. Yeah, there we go.
Stalingrad. Love this film, man. I absolutely love it. I discovered this when I was probably 18, when I just went through. Can do the worst game ever. Yeah. I discovered this film when I was about 18, when I went through a phase of just like Googling war films, just because like to watch stuff to watch, and maybe not illegally going onto things, but onto torrent websites. Of course not. I suggest you buy them.
You never do that, would you?
No, of course, no, I wouldn't. It's illegal and it's wrong, so you should never do that. But yes, it's Tom shaking his head. But yeah, no, I actually own this now on Blu-ray, which is, you know, I can say I bought a new telly today, and I can't wait to watch this in 4K. It's going to be so good. I'm going to be so happy.
Do you know what scene always gets me in Stalingrad?
Go on.
The guy with no legs.
Yeah, man, that's fucking horrific. Do you know the other scene? Do you know the other scene when I think that they do really good in this film? It's like where you've got the German officer at the start, their lieutenant, when he gets replaced, and he's proper like. He's just fucked, isn't he? And he's just like brain dead because he's been smashed in the head by a Russian with like a pickaxe. It's crazy. And you see that side of it. But that's one. But the second one, it's like you do, Robin Hood with Russell Crowe.
I like that. I like that. I like that film because of someone in the comments is going to go on about the bloody boats. So,
I like it. I like it when the cook killed King Richard. That's what I liked. I thought that was.
That's what happened. He was killed by the cook.
Yeah, he's good. That's what I mean.
Yeah. It's just that you don't see what happened to the cook afterwards. Was that Richard said that nothing should happen to him, and then his men flayed him alive.
Yeah.
You know, it's I just I like that film, not because of Russell Crowe's ever-changing accent. Is that the one that he hit the BBC reporter over when they asked him what his accent was?
I think he did, yeah.
Probably.
And I really like the sort of like the scenes, like the village, the surroundings, you know, the scenery, like that. I really enjoyed that. And you're right, it's one of the only films that shows how like Richard Lionheart dying. He's always this brave.
He's always attributed as a brave like thing, and he comes back to England, but he never does he? He dies on the campaign. So that's what happens. But yeah, no, that's my guilt pleasure.
All right, and then your guilt. What was yours? Was Kelly's Heroes, wasn't it, Dom?
I mean, just
I don't think you can call that a guilty pleasure.
I just think it's the best film ever. It was just an excuse to fit it into here because I thought, well, I mean, it's a comedy and a war film, isn't it? All in one. It's just absolutely
all the negative waves. Don't bring the negative waves.
I have to say, it's one of those films that if I'm feeling slightly sort of bored or down or can't be bothered to do anything else, I'll stick it on, and it's just. Don't even have to watch the whole film, just bits of it. It's just absolutely brilliant.
Dom, that was after when I had that horrible reaction to my first vaccination on the Friday. That's what I sat down with a bottle of red wine and Kelly's Heroes, and I felt infinitely better.
The whole world is infinitely better with a bottle of red wine and Kelly's Heroes. That's just fact.
Paul Richardson's mentioned one that I nearly put on there, which is Clive Owen's King Arthur. And if it wasn't for Clive Owen, I think because everything else in that film I actually quite like.
Which one is that? That's not the David Beckham one, is it?
That's the one with Keira Knightley in it, where they're up on Hadrian's Wall. It's all connected.
That's like 2005 or something, isn't it? That one?
Yeah. It was off the back of it like
They did a video game on it as well, didn't they?
Yeah, but yeah, it's got a wicked soundtrack. I actually got the soundtrack. I used to put it on when we played games, but now we film them. I can't put it on without getting a copyright strike. No, that's amazing. Leon's here, and Leon has just put up a belter. And that's the Outlaw Josie Wales.
Yeah.
That is cool. Because Westerns are historical films, Ken.
Are they really? What do you think about that, Ken?
Okay.
Saving Private Ryan is a historical film, then so is a Western. If Glory is,
I love it. No, I'm going to argue this one till the end of days. It's only, no, it's not. No.
Escape to Victory.
It's a part. I don't understand. I don't understand. Right. Okay. So, like, I'm going to get this right. Okay. So, Glory is based in a war. Yes.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. A Western is based in a place, not a war. So, a Western film is in a time period.
Yeah, but the good, the bad, and the ugly takes place during the American
Civil War.
Ergo, it's
not a Western. It's not a Western. It's not a Western. Then it's an American Civil War film.
No,
it's a Western.
It's a Western.
No. It happened in the American Civil War.
To the backdrop of the American Civil War. The American Civil War underpins the film.
The American Civil War, and in so many Westerns, is the motivation behind so many characters.
No.
Because they come back from
A Western is a time. The Western is like a time period and a place. It's not an
Travis.
Save us from this.
All right. So what about the Plains Wars? Which is cowboys and Indians.
Yeah, that's all
right.
Westerns.
But they're Westerns.
No, they're Plains Wars.
What is Back to the Future 3?
The greatest film ever.
Lovely.
It's true though. It's the Plains Wars. You wouldn't say a World War II film filmed in Normandy, France is a bocage film, would you?
No, because it's oh my god.
Why is it Normandy, France?
Travis, how do we? I don't know how we frame the question. He's just there. You go. He's just said they're all Westerns. Damn it!
It's a genre. Western is a genre, isn't it? It's just
of historical.
So are war films. Historical films. So are romance films.
I don't know. To me, a Western is just where it's based.
Carl just said red card Ken and slap him with a giant salmon.
You can't have 2 red cards in the show, can you? That must be an instant ban.
The thing is, I like films that are set in the Western period. So that time, because what I'm trying to say is right. If you film a film in, say, World War II, in France, in Normandy. Yeah, and it's based on a war film. It's a World War II film. Yeah. Right. Okay. If you film a film that's in America during the American Civil War, it's an American Civil War film.
Yeah. What if it's not about soldiers? What if it's like about like a family? What's frankly the idea? I don't give a damn. What's Gone with the Wind?
Gone with the Wind, yeah.
Is that a romance film or is that a war film?
Or is it a historical film?
I've never seen
a historical film. Right, we're moving on. Final thing, Steve, guilty pleasure. We're going to get to the news. We'll get this section over and get to the news before.
I think I should preface this one with
oh God, here we go.
Some of the utter rubbish that I am prone to watch on a Friday and Saturday night. Sometimes I just like to take my brain and put it in a pickle jar and have 90 minutes of good, wholesome violence. And you don't get any better than this.
Quality. Well done.
That is a great film.
The last 15 minutes of that film are some of the most brutal things you will ever see on a film. When Rambo goes postal with that 50 cal and he's just shooting bits off people.
We went paintballing the day after going to see that at the cinema. Haley, who's just snuck in and disappeared, when we went paintballing the next day, she was putting on a makeup like underneath. She hit someone with a paintball gun. She basically ran out of paintball. She walked up to them. Oh, and you can't hang on. She can't open the wine bottle, so she's just passed me the.
Oh, wonderful!
There you go.
Wonderful.
Oh man, it's right. Well, anyway, that's
that I think that sums it up. I know every time I watch that film quite a lot, and when it gets to that end fight scene, I know what's coming. I know what's going to happen, but I am still in awe of everything that goes on. It's just ridiculous.
It's when he gets on that gun, the machine gun, and just starts.
Have you seen the next one? Have you seen the fifth one?
I can't bring myself to watch.
Oh, it's brilliant! It's brilliant! It's fantastic! It's great. It goes. It's fantastic. He has a whole like network of tunnels at the end. Oh, you just watch it. It's
right. I think I found my film for the weekend. Then.
Yeah. No. Right. Well, thank you everyone for
It is not a Rambo.
It's got guns in it. There go. It's a war film.
Oh, okay. Well, at least we know what it's going to be like in the after crap. I did see that.
Dear.
So, and then Ken said, "Oh, Ken, Rambo is in Washington State, so it is a western." So, on that note, thank you everybody. Thank you everyone who submitted those. There were some awesome choices in there. What do you reckon, guys? Should we do a bit of news?
Yeah.
Back onto the
subject.
Back onto the miniatures, which I.
Is there any Western news?
I'm just trying to find the thing. We've got too many things. Is that it? And we're there. So, who saw some news? I saw a few bits, or do you want to start, Dom? Because I know you sound.
I'm just sticking something. You start.
I'll start. So, I saw this. Now, I don't know if we've got many Infinity players. I've got some Infinity models, and I really enjoy that game. I just don't play it very much. And I just saw this model that's coming out, and I just thought it was cool because it's basically a robot woman on a unicycle kind of.
One of those things at the minute where you lean on it and it fucking goes forward.
Yeah. And the name's Fiddler. I just thought it looked cool. But their miniatures are all metal. I mean, they are really fiddly.
I was going to say, did I make it up or dream it or something? But they weren't planning to do anything anything other than metal, were they?
Yeah, they only do things in metal.
Nah.
They only do metal. Corvus Belli.
Looks like it could be quite good in a resin sort of thing, maybe.
I don't know if maybe some of the larger ones are resin. They're kind of getting into all sorts of games now. Like, I know they're producing like skirmish games for the rules, so all of their models can be used for either their full size games, the skirmish games, which are a bit like Kill Team. I just thought I'd share that because just for something a bit different. Also, GW have put up some photos of some more stuff for the controversial orcs that they've got, which I think are either a love or hate thing. So there's this thing, which is like a giant vulture with a guy on its back.
What the flip is that?
That reminds me.
That's an amazing model.
That reminds me of what's it called? Oh, that bloody film. Jungle Book with the vultures, 3 vultures, the Beatles on it. You know what I mean?
Were you drinking Alco Pops when you watched that to think that was from that?
Just the way it stood. Yeah, no.
Jesus.
I don't know. I'm kind of warming over to these orcs. They're going over to like they got away from the cartoony sort, haven't they? But I don't know how that'll work with the new, obviously, theme that they're going for. I guess maybe is everything going to get this sort of treatment?
What do you not think of the base?
That's underwhelming, isn't it?
I thought that.
Is that's the plastic base that comes with it? Is it that tree as well?
Yeah. I don't know. I just see some of the other stuff that they've done. It just seems a bit.
Yeah, but the thing that annoys me about it is the base helps you make individual models. But if you've got a tree already stuck where it's got to be stuck onto, you've kind of taken that individual, you can only do so much of a dead tree. I'd
quite like that without the orc on the back as a big vulture for like a special game of Burrows and Badgers or D&D or something like that. You know, Tom State's GWC for us right there. So they've got another one though. They're going with. It's very true, dude. Leon, you should send them a package. Send them a gift package. You do. And there's this one now. I like this one a bit more. I think. But again,
that's very good.
Like, what the fuck it is? But it looks cool. I quite like the orc in the middle with the little red.
Yeah, the way
he just looks really sinister. So he's quite cool.
He looks like he's concentrating as well, doesn't it? Looks like he's concentrating.
You can't say they do make nice models. You know?
Yeah. It's what do you call it? It's a war drum, Dom. It's like that drum I bought you for your orcs. That would be the Games Workshop version.
Bloody hell. Can you buy me that next time?
I mean, I don't know what prices they came up just before we came on.
That's got to be about £40 model, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, and the rest, doesn't it? I mean, how big is it?
Martin, is it normal GW or is it Forge World?
No, it's normal GW.
That's £45, Dom.
It's their new orc, the Cruel Boys, which I still can't make up my mind about whether or not I like them or not. There's things about them I like, and then there's things about them that I don't. They kind of go for this sort of serious and then silly kind of bit. And I think they need to go one way or the other. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not an orc connoisseur, but I quite like the look of them. I have to say.
I wonder if they do this for their new fantasy range when it comes out. They'll convert them all to like this by orc models.
Actually, that's a really good comment. Well done.
It's Ken on Craig. Oh, sorry.
I was looking at the next one down.
Dobby the house elf grew up.
That is absolute. Hang on, you're gonna have my special thing. That
you're the first recipient.
Yeah, first recipient of this.
There you go. You're the first recipient.
Superstar. And now Nintendo have just copyrighted us because they do not like people using their IP.
We might as well be everybody.
Yeah, we might as well. Yeah. So, and the last thing I saw, Saga got their Grand Melee coming up, their tournament, and this is the tournament miniature, and I thought that was ace because it's usable in lots of that whole Dark Age period. So it could be Saxon, Viking, Norman. I just thought it was cool, but I liked it because it's got a bit of a gut.
I really like the horn as well.
I like it when people have got their helmets just hanging off their belt and stuff like that. I think that's cool. So those are what I
if you wait around, Martin, you'll find that'll be on eBay in a few weeks' time for about £50. You can pick it up then. Really?
Do you know what? I no drunken purchase. I deliberately at the weddings locked it so I couldn't get into certain parts of my phone. I don't know if you've seen there's apps you can download to stop you accessing other apps at certain times. So I downloaded this thing that stopped me going on eBay. Basically when I'm drunk. So
very sensible. Although he did start sending me messages from wherever you were when I was at the Barnet Medieval Fair, and I had to say there's a lot of alcohol to go and drink. Go back and drink it.
I did drink it.
Because he was sending me messages about all sorts of shit.
When we're not broadcasting to 107 people, I'll tell you what happened as well.
Oh Jesus!
That's my news. Now I know Dom, you've got some lovely things to
share. Well, I know some people saw this already, but Bloody Miniatures put up the Phase 2 releases, so you can see what the figures are going to look like. And if you don't get moist with these, there's something wrong with you. I mean, look at that. Storming Party is the first group. Absolutely lovely figures.
Very cool.
And then you've got the Moss Troopers.
They were meant to be like brigands, aren't they?
Yeah.
I really like the guy on the right with the two.
It looks like he's very short, doesn't he? He's brilliant. Yeah. I love him. It's like Ken.
So these are this is the same skull.
Ken.
So this is the same sculptor as I've forgotten who does Miller really like? Bicorn.
Oh, Bicorn. Yeah,
Bicorn, isn't it? It's Bicorn miniatures. That's the one. Now they're the ones. Now Miller, I think, because he's in the chat here. Apparently, he's very moist. But I know Miller was after some kind of sentries or things like that. But I think those are wicked. And again,
Jacket on the one on the left's really cool.
Yeah,
really, really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then the other bunch is the Squire's Men. So these are like the gamekeepers, aren't they? Basically,
Yeah.
supposed to be. Which again look absolutely amazing. I love the guy loading with the powder.
Yeah, I'll buy all these, and these will all be going on as dragoons and skirmishers and things.
Oh yeah, they're going to be bought. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to use them, but they're going to be bought. I mean,
they're nice chunky miniatures as well.
Yeah, they are.
You know, if you put that in a sock and hit someone with it, it'd do some damage.
They wouldn't be coming back for a while. No, absolutely not.
No.
Awesome stuff.
Any other news? Have we got any other news? Oh, someone I missed this. I just is it Pony Wars has got a
yes.
release?
I don't know whether that was a joke.
I don't know. I didn't know. I saw that, but
I don't know whether that was a joke. I think that was that Beckus, I think. Put that
it might have been Beckus. I don't know. I think it's Miller has said that thing on the bottom is going to be us after the pub at CrackCon. I think he means the Dobby, the giant Dobby.
Yes.
Or not the vulture, I assume. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's so no, it's a few things coming out, and I suppose it's now as good time as any, because I've not mentioned it probably for about an hour and 20 minutes, to say that we are sponsored by Evil Jim Reaper of reapergames.co.uk, and you head over to reapergames.co.uk where you can find things like Warlord Games, Perry Miniatures, Mantic Games, and all sorts of other goodies at a 20% off RRP. And if you hang around for another 15 minutes, you'll then get the code, which one day we will change, so you can actually have to come back the next time to to get it. And you can then get another 10% off, so 30% off on your Perry boxes. Remember, that does include things like those scenery kits that they make, because I got my another medieval cottage out of them. So there's all sorts of little things that are on that Perry site that are worth going and having a look at. Give Jim an email. Remember, he has got to order them in, but if you need to, just send him a shopping list and I'm sure he'll get back to you. I might have just created work for him, I don't know. Just see how things are going. Of course, we'll put that up in a minute. And of course, again, if anyone would like a Plastic Crack Podcast t-shirt or CrackCon one, then Dom, would you be so kind as to post the link to?
I will do, mate.
To email again. They're on there. It supports the podcast and it's a bit of a laugh. And Dom very kindly sent two over here. So Hayley has 2 t-shirts for CrackCon.
Well, she needs a change of clothes, you know. She needs.
Well, yeah, she did. She's a bit, and very nice. Very nice it is too. Shall we? Let's see what time it is. It is 1:30. And what are you guys actually working on tonight? We stopped asking this. We used to ask this like right at the start, but we never did. What are you working on?
For me, I'm just I'm done for tonight painting wise, so I'm looking forward to using my TV. But I was doing some more Wars of the Roses, doing Bill and Bo, just doing this last unit that I've got primed. Once that's done, I'm going to probably do Aragon, and then I'm going to do some more American Civil War, and then the Napoleonic Battalion.
Russian Napoleonic Battalion.
No, not Russian. French. I've got my French bag ready to go wherever it is. But I want to do a couple more battalions ready for CrackCon. I've got my baggies, 3rd Battalion one. So ready.
You know, can the Austrians play very similar to the Russians? And they say you got all those Austrians you painted.
Actually, you've got to as well. By the way, you've got to get those things going, because on our battle report, someone's just commented saying, when are you going to give the Austrians a game? So someone was going to go, you're always playing the British against the French. It's like, I know, because that's what I have. Like, I don't know, so yeah, you need to get over there and have a look. Yes, but
Tim, we can't bring them to CrackCon, the t-shirts, I'm afraid, because they're through that shop. So you order them as you need them. We don't have a stock of them, so means we don't we hardly make any money on them at all. But then at least you get what you want, and there's no surplus. And
speaking of shirts, shall I share my shirt that I've
go for it.
So I've had it. Everyone's sort of done some shirts, so I thought I get to just. And these are for the 7th Sun, and these aren't a CrackCon one. But I decided. It didn't matter. It's my channel tonight. But I decided, for those of you who've sort of followed it, you know that I'm currently working on those campaign rules, which I've currently dubbed Bloody Will Be Thy Name. And as a lot of you know, I do like heavy metal, and I like a lot of heavy metal t-shirts. So I got in touch with an artist and decided I wanted to have something done. So these will be going up for sale soon. As I say, we don't make very much off of these, and it all goes to support the channel. But this is the the design.
That's brilliant
on the on there.
No copyright intended.
No copyright. It's no copyright on anything. It's all mine. That is all my copyright. Thank you very much. But those will be going up for sale soon. So I don't know if anyone is interested in those, but they will be going up very, very soon on the channel. And yeah, that was a lot of fun to do. But I have ideas for a few more. And someone said, "Is it a rule book cover?" Funny enough, that's what Dom said. Straight away as well. So
it does look perfect for your Wars of the Roses.
It does, doesn't it? It was a lot of fun to do, to work with the artist on that, especially when I said to him, like, the main thing is I want the guy to have a poleaxe. So the most debate we had about it was must have poleaxe. Really, really
the main criteria.
A poleaxe and a Sally helmet, and then I'm happy. You know, so,
you didn't get all iffy about. Oh God, that's the wrong armor.
No, well, I said no. It's all right. The armor's not. The armor's right. I sent him loads of that. Are you talking about that book? Are you talking about?
I'm not actually, but if you want to go there, you can go.
I don't want to talk about that book.
So Martin did that thing. I'll just set the scene here. So
I don't want to be that person.
We went to Barnet, and there was a rather nice little stand by the Barnet Museum. Who were very proud of the fact that the Battle of Barnet took place, or this show took place on the battlefield, and they had that book for sale for £10. I bought it. I thought it was quite interesting.
It is.
Literally within the space of 20 seconds of Martin buying it, he was on the blower saying, just doing one of those things that people do about buttons.
It's not really button counting.
It's a bit more than a button.
It's a bit more than a button, isn't it? It'd be like I said to you, they've got Richard as running. Basically, they got all the battle positions the wrong way round.
Yeah,
it would be like saying the British were at Omaha Beach. Oh, like, you know, and then the only thing was because then I flipped it over and they said, "Oh, you know, here's the guys that were there." It's like, not unless he was a zombie. He was executed. He was executed. Like, you know,
he's our friend and colleague.
He definitely weren't there. I don't think that counts as button count. He was someone like the guy was dead. He definitely was not at that battle. He died.
Did you actually tell them this?
I said to him he needs the right to.
No, I'm trying.
But they might genuinely believe that, and then you can help them.
And then I think I'll be helping them.
And then you can claim credit in the back and say, like, completed by Martin's seventh son.
I don't think it would. I think I just get it. They're saying,
but think of all those people now that are reading. Think of all those people now that are reading that and thinking that's what happened. A bit like Cromwell. Think of all those people that you could save.
Then no, because they can be happy. I was just having that. I was just having that moment. I was just having one of those moments. So what's
and
that?
he calls himself an archaeologist and a historian.
Flags at the back look a bit wavy. It's true.
He's on about the t-shirt. He's on about the t-shirt.
No, I think that book's. It's fairly. I mean, I haven't read the whole bloody thing, and I hadn't even noticed that because I hadn't even read it that thoroughly. But yeah, it was. It's an interesting little book, but yeah, all right.
Did it cost
Maybe
much?
It isn't true. £10.
It's all right. Like, no, the thing is, 99% of it is absolutely fine. It's a good book. It's
got
lots of different sources in it. It's got lots of sources in it. It's just that they just.
It's a very simplistic book. It takes you through the causes of the Wars of the Roses. It talks about some of the people involved, and it sort of shows you the battle, but it involves people that were dead. So it's all fine.
Yeah, it's all right. So it's a bit like, but he is a bit like button counting then, because 99% of it's fine, like the uniforms, but the buttons are wrong.
All right, okay, we'll go. All right, I'll pedal that back. I'll say 80. There you go.
No, it was good. But we did also spend some time with your mate, didn't we, Graham Turner?
With Graham Turner, he was very, very interesting man.
The artist, very nice. He's very nice chap, actually.
He's gonna have a book coming out, isn't he?
He said he's got a book coming out in spring 2023, which which will have all the pictures. That's why, because I said you've been painting a lot of pictures lately of Wars of the Roses, and he said, yeah, I'm doing this book, so that's why he's doing it. So he's got a whole.
He's doing the text as well. So, but he said that basically there's lots of things he's got to fill in. So he's done lots of different. I mean, the new pictures he'd done. He'd done a new one for the Second Battle of St Albans, which showed like the Lancastrians like sweeping up and like murdering the Yorkists at the back. And he did the new one of Edward IV, not preaching, but basically doing his speech before the Parhelion at Mortimer's Cross. And I nearly bought that one, but I went with a Towton one instead, which, funny enough, has the bloke in it that was dead at the time that apparently he was at Barnet. But it was a great. He was a really interesting chap, and because I've emailed him a few times because like, you know, I did that video where I used his edge cut picture as, you know, inspiration to make William Herbert, who is the guy who is apparently alive at Barnet.
Not really keep going on about it at all. No.
Not that it annoyed me. No, because I made a bloody video about it. You know, it's he was just lots of things. So he said he's got a few more to do. He wouldn't really give much away on what he's doing, but he said that he's got a few more things to do, not necessarily battles, but key events. So everyone in the comments is going on about how there were British at Omaha. So there you go. I don't know much about. All right.
No, only a small contingent. Not much. But, the Americans were. It was an American beach, but there was a small contingent of British.
Well, I apologise for my poor analogy. There we go.
If you said Utah, you'd have been fine, but you said Omaha, which is
so bean counters everywhere.
Fucking hell.
I know. You see, it's just exactly. That's the one. Ferry Bridge.
I got the Ferry Bridge one, because
just out of coincidence, how much was he selling them for at the thing? Was it more expensive than his website or cheaper than his website?
The same price, I think.
Same price. Exactly the same price. Exactly
but he had them there. But he had them there, and then
he had them all there. Yeah, including more. There were more sketches there than there are on his website because he had them more readily available.
Did he have any originals with him? Any original paintings with him? Or?
Someone bought the originals while I was there.
How much were they?
A lot. A lot.
£6,000, £7,000.
You know how many subscribers? Yeah. More £2 per subscriber. if you're
holy shit.
If you think about it that way.
Ken, would you have haggled?
Yes. Of course he would.
I haggled today at a fixed price from a TV shop, for Christ's sake.
I imagine
a major retailer.
I imagine walking up and going, I'll give you £5 for that.
I'll just say,
God.
I've got 2 secs actually. 2 secs. Let me just go and grab something.
God, there we go. While Ken is off doing whatever he's doing, should we have a look at what some people have put up in the group as he comes back? So let's start up. So first of all, we have Bjorn. Thank you for sending all the photos.
Yes.
Really nice. Like them.
You like those, don't you, Steve?
I like them. I love me a bit of early war French. Can't go wrong with them.
They are very cool. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Ken's back, and we'll come back to your picture second, Bjorn. Go on, Ken.
Right. So haggling, you know what I'm like. Right. I was at a car boot sale on Sunday. Okay. Right. This here is a brand new little GoPro thing that I'm going to have in the hat. It's 1080p camera, and it's going to be wide angle lens and all that. Right. The lady said she wanted £3 for this. I said 50p. Guess how much I got for it?
50p.
50p for a brand new, unused GoPro.
Why haven't you done a video on haggling? Why haven't you done a video on like getting war games figures cheaper?
But it is brand new, and it works. It works. I've tested it, and it's really good quality as well. I know it's a knockoff on like Amazon thing, but it's the same thing.
Ken, you don't drive a yellow 3-wheeler.
He does, yeah.
we should get like a Hooky Street intro for me, shouldn't we? Definitely.
Wow.
But, I did. So that's my haggling skills, mate. If you can get stuff for free or cheap, why not? You only live once. You can spend it on important things like Perry miniatures that from our friend Evil Jim Reaper.
And actually, while we're doing this, I will put up the code, which has not changed, and I believe is still PCP10. Is that right? So PCP10, everyone. If you go over to Meza, no, not Meza. That was sorry. That's your Jim Reaper. Sorry, that's just because it's above it. So apologies for that. No, if you head over to Jim Reaper and pop those in, then you'll get yourself an extra 10% off. Oh,
Can we just say
have you sold your ECW yet?
Oh yeah, no, they didn't get sold. It got traded.
We have actually made Ken sign a contract. Okay, no, when the Perrys are back on, we've actually made him sign a contract that no haggling will take place at all.
Mm-hmm. Yes. No, it should be interesting. So back to miniatures. So sorry, there was Beyond's early war French, which
Lovely.
I thought were really nice. I do really like.
So what I like about that is the medic figure. He looks hungover.
Yeah,
I think he's meant to be running and holding his helmet like he's running under fire, but we always say it looks like he's drunk a bit too much plonk the night before.
That's very true. This is Brendan, and these were really cool. These are because these are Victrix, aren't they?
Yeah,
they look.
Or are they just because I was just looking at the drummer.
Yeah, no, they look Victrixy.
But I really like those.
He had a whole series, didn't he, of the different. There were like bits where a cannonball was going through the ranks and all sorts. It was like, oh my god, phenomenal.
Yeah, no, they are really cool. They are very, very nice. There's some excellent stuff coming up there, and Drew, he's been cracking on with not more Zulus, but with his French.
Nice.
So I believe these might be I can't remember what side I chucked you on now, Drew, if it was the French or the British, but these may then be coming to crack on. Very cool.
That was the thing. In regards to CrackCon and that big game, are we supplying all the models for that? Or are people bringing their own?
No, we'll chat about that. It depends on what side they're on, and if people, we'll talk about the size of the brigades, and basically if you've got the models for the brigades, then that's cool. If not, we can supply them for you. So
no, that's cool. That's fine.
There we go. But next
they
were
Victrix, weren't they? Sorry, those French were
these
Victrix,
ones.
Weren't
they? No, they're Warlord.
They're Warlord. Oh, they're Warlord flags as well, weren't they? Oh yeah, of course they are. Because they're the metal flag bearers.
You got it. Yeah, you got the metal command on there.
Yeah.
Then you got Gaza.
Oh, nice.
So
I love the yellow, man. That yellow is really cool, isn't it? Really nice yellow.
I'm still not very good at doing yellow. I'm trying to practice a little bit more on the current new models, but I failed and then had to re-undercoat something and start it off. What's that? I'd give £3.50 for that ACW box covering dust behind Ken.
No, it's coming. No. I've got my. Remember, I've got one unit done. I'm going to be doing some more.
Grana Prigo, I think he said this is his last unit of bronze.
Yeah, he did. He did. He said it's his last unit, the Leaps, isn't it? That is
very
fantastic.
Cool.
He's done a brilliant project. I can't wait till he shows the whole brigade.
Whole off, yeah. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It's going to be really impressive.
Well, they're metals, aren't they?
They're all metals. I think they're a mixture of. I can't remember which one. He was mixing elites with Perrys and front ranks, I think.
Oh, right, okay.
They're all very cool.
I don't know what they are. Can't remember.
And he's got broken toed brushes, look.
Yeah.
Yay! Broken toed.
So broken toed. James is working. I believe these are Prussians. Yes, they're the those are War Games Atlantic ones, I think. Yeah. I think so. I just liked the lollipop sticks. So no, it's ace to see quite a lot of Prussians as well. Although I don't know, does Louis Baby like these Prussians? These ones? Not
he
obviously.
Loves,
not. I don't
he
mean,
loves Prussians, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Prussian manware of all sorts. He loves.
Steve, there's some classic Nolan oil there, mate. On the right.
I don't actually own Nolan oil.
No, you ain't got any.
No, my pot ran out years ago. What I tend to find now with Nolan oil is since I picked up that the Black Templar contrast paint, if you mix that with water and Lamy and medium, you get Nolan oil.
Oh, okay.
That is cool. That is cool. Now, next, this is a new poster. This is James from New York, who hang on. I'm just going to get rid of the banner. He 3D printed that.
Oh, that's really cool, man.
That's amazing.
And then he said he took inspiration from the "Come Out You Cuckolds" band, ECW banner, and he's very hasty did the bollocks. But it is that I thought that was awesome. I really like that. But and I know I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he said that he might have designed this and 3D printed it. So
that's pretty cool.
Which is cool, and obviously that goes back to that thing we've been talking about quite recently as well about where do you see the hobby going? So you probably see a lot more of this kind. But that is awesome. I really like that. So more of that, please. That was very cool.
Very nice.
Joshua, there you go, Ken.
Yeah, Italians.
Do
those Italians work?
I found out they were on strike when I
did you hear last week? Have you read that? Basically, we did close combat wrong with your assault columns.
Yeah. It should have been even harder.
Yeah, it would have been even harder for you.
Yeah,
because you can only contact one unit of facing, so you can't have two units unless you have two small units on a large unit. You can't have. It's only one battalion per facing. So you'd have been fighting. You didn't. So what I was fighting off two.
Yeah.
I'd have only had to been one. It'd only been one. You'd have had to have them in support.
But yeah,
the only good thing is you'd have the support.
I still think technically I could have got round the side of you. I still technically think my models could have got round the side, but we didn't play it like that. But there we go. I could have flanked him. What? Controversial. Let us know in Martin's video if I could have got round the flank. I think I could have done in my assault column.
Well, no, because you can't go because you have to. You can't move past an enemy in front. You can't present your flank to them at any point, and you'd have to then turn.
Flank to flank.
Anyway, regret. Lee, I think this is all. This is all Zench, or is it from
Zeech? Yeah,
Silver Tower, isn't it? Is it the Warhammer Quest?
Yeah, they're the little new versions of fucking hell, what they called? Oh,
the horrors.
Yeah, that's it. Blue horror, pink horrors at the back there. I think. Yeah. No, they're really smart, aren't they? I got to admit, I do like their chaosy sort of stuff from GW. I do like that stuff. It is nice.
Do you know? I really like how other people work on demons. And then I tried to do some, and they just painting them.
They just look, yeah. But when I do them, they look shite. They never look as good as that. It's like the flames. They look really cool, don't they? I really like.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not imaginative enough to do demons or something like that. This is from Martin. Very, very cool.
Nice.
I love the leopard.
Leopard.
Very nice. That is. To be fair, he put up a few more photos, but obviously because we select one or whatever. I mean, to be fair, I could have put another one. But I thought that was ace, and I like the Shaco.
Just the Shaco and the musket on the floor.
Yeah, that's cool. I started doing that on a couple. I think that's one on your command base because you got the dead fella, so I had to separate a head from a Shaco to have his floating around. Did that make it back intact, by the way?
Yes, it's still in the cupboard. It's fine.
Good. Paul, he's finished his Hastings wrestling for the Wars of the Roses, which is very cool. I don't know who he's moving on to next. He might have said in his post, but I can't remember that. They're all really nice. The thing is, they're such simple models, but they just look cool.
Yeah,
they really do. And then other Paul, we have even more.
Hey,
recognize there you go.
Hey. There he is. That's cool, man. And it's that. It's like his squire there, isn't it? As well. It looks like
I think it's his squire or his son. I can't.
Or it could be his
Egremont.
Is it Egremont? Is it?
Egremont's his second son because his eldest son was the one who was at Bosworth who didn't help Richard.
Yeah, that's it. So, one of them. It probably is because the other one's got a little star in the thingamabob, isn't he? I can't remember which one that is. One of them's got something, but yeah, no, that's really cool, man. I love Northumberland.
So Steve puts up a lot of photos. But I picked this one out because it was a bit different from everything else we have.
Nice. Oh, mate, yeah, I saw that. I did see that. That's for his Team Yankee, isn't it? Really smart, man. Lovely hind.
It is very cool. See, I'd be so worried about painting. I've never painted something like that, so I'd be bit intimidated. I think
it really scares the shit out of me as well because it really makes me want to play a more modern period. I keep listening to memoirs of Afghanistan and stuff like that, and I keep thinking to myself, I could paint some of that. But then again, it's fun, and that's a solo project for me because I don't think I'd find anyone that would want to play it. To be fair.
I'd play it. I just don't know if I'd
collect it.
I'd like to paint. I paint some vehicles. Well, obviously, it just goes on the wish list, doesn't it? There's so many things I want to paint, and so little time.
But for that, you'd only need 30 guys, though, wouldn't you? Just to team, wouldn't you, strength, and you just have to paint a lot more Taliban.
So Lionheart, it's John DeVere that he's doing next. So you're doing the Earl of Oxford next. So you're going to go out who went up against Hastings.
Oh, sweet.
So that's cool. So you're doing both sides. That is cool. Stephen, more colourful Stormcasts.
He does love his colourful stuff, doesn't he? Blimey.
I really like them. I find that the case because I went really lazy and just painted them like statues because I didn't want to. I went the exact opposite, but no, they look really cool. It does make me think that maybe I should start putting more colour. Like your video, and I tried to like your video, Ken, your Wars of Roses one you just did
with the yellow and red on it.
Yeah, it's just really cool. So I think maybe in the new project, I'm looking at them now.
The yellow is just the contrast paint over the grey, but I do.
Which one is it?
It's Iand and yellow, but then I'll use just. Have you got any Citadel yellows?
Yeah, I got the base one. What's it called? Avalon Sunset. Yeah.
Yeah. See, now I've got a brighter yellow, so I use quite a bright yellow over the top of it. Like it goes more like a glaze, which is fine because it just makes it a bit brighter, and you can darken it down a tad. But I wouldn't put that Avalon Sunset over it because it's too dark.
No, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I'm using that Avalon Sunset on the new stuff, and I'm pleased with it so far. Tony Phillips, Skaven, yeah, Skaven.
Nice.
Can we work those into burrows and badgers? They are technically rats.
Yeah,
they're very cool.
They look kit bash though because they've got. Are they kit bash because those weapons are pretty 40k-ish, but they're not. So it's fantasy, isn't it, Skaven?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I've not seen those models. They look like they're kit bashed. I really want to know now if they're actual legit models or he's kit bashed them.
It's like Burrows and Badgers meets the Isle of Dr. Moreau.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's cool, but he's got Gatling guns, so that's making more think it's fantasy. But
yeah, they're very cool. They are very cool. And Tony West, more Wars of the Roses stuff in here, and I can't remember who this was now. I want to say Northumberland, but I don't think
it's not. He's got
He's the
Swan
guy with the
in
flag.
it. It's the Swan,
I can't
isn't
remember
it?
who that is. I can't remember. I can't remember.
Is that Burgundian at the back though? What's that in the back right?
I think that's Burgundian, yeah. But they're very. The thing is, it's just really not. I'm just enjoying seeing all these, and also thinking about the massive game we can all have.
It is going to be cool
with all this stuff. And then Warren, some Roman auxiliaries.
Very nice.
So very nice.
Yeah.
Ken, did I see you asking some questions on the 6mm Facebook group about base sizes for Romans?
No, not Romans, but the British I've got.
Oh, for ancient British.
Yeah, because they're still in the pox in there, and I just wondered what they were, what the base sizes were. But I tell you what, Graham, if you're listening to this, Graham down the club.
Down at your club.
He was playing Saga, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Mate, his Romans look badass.
Does a good job. He does.
Yeah, I love the Romans, and his opponent is usually it was Macedonians as well. They had the bloody elephants. I was like, they're so cool, both amazingly painted up. But I was just like that red. I was just thinking, I could paint some Romans right now with some shields.
Slippery slope.
Yeah, this is the problem. Yeah.
That's very cool. Now I put these up. Now these came up. Jason, what are you doing to me? What are you doing to me?
Oh, that Tartan.
I know, and I think he say that they didn't wear this actually in the Anglo season, but he wanted to do it. I missed the full part of the post. So sorry, but they are wicked, and it doesn't help. It doesn't help the situation, but they do look amazing.
Dom, that deserves a superstar, I'm afraid.
Does it really? Okay.
Yeah, it
Hang on
does.
a second.
We get a
Very
superstar.
There we go.
There is that.
There it is,
that was,
and there comes the third copyright strike.
Steady on.
Go away, go away. I did say I think when Drew brings his Rorke Drift, it's going to be the final nail in my coffin. I can just leave with his, right? I can just walk out with his stuff.
Well, Jim's there as well, which is even worse. So you just literally put an order directly.
Just put it back in the pub. And then finally, Stephen. Sisters of Battle.
Sisters of Battle, yeah.
That
nice.
is a big spear.
Yeah,
that's like a whatchamacallit spear, isn't it? From Imperial Custodes sort of size. You'd imagine one of the Custodes having one of those, the big ass mofos. That's really cool.
Yeah. They're very cool. They're very cool. But guys, thank you very, very much. Shut up.
I didn't even say anything. Oh, it's brilliant. Oh, that's made me so happy.
Where are your 6mm things? Where's your 6mm ACW?
Remember that, people. Where's your 6mm?
You
remember that?
Swapped it.
Just remember.
You swapped it for ECW, and then you swapped your ECW for something else.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you have had a good time.
Not a bloody chance, Jason. Not a chance.
No. Moving into
No. Just no.
Jesus Christ.
Dude. Well, look. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining in. It's I enjoyed that. I don't know if these guys did, but
yeah, you guys
enjoyed that.
It kind of made my week.
Yeah. So, thank you very much. Next week it is Steve. It is Steve. So Steve will, of course, post up whatever the topic is into the Plastic Crack Podcast Facebook group. And if you aren't already a member, please come and join. I've just approved 2 people joining who answered all the questions. So thank you very much. Let's see if we can get 300 members by the end of the week. Remember that you can get your CrackCon t-shirts on the link that Dom posted. And if you are coming to CrackCon, then please either join the Facebook group and post up about what games you want to play, or send us an email and we will do our best to put you in contact with people and what games you are going to play.
Yeah,
and hit the like.
Yeah, hit the like
to everybody watching
and the dislike.
It's a dislike. Remember, Ken's channel is Miniature Wargaming Warriors.
And, link found in the description box below.
Links to all of our channels in the description below. Thank you very much. I've realised that we now need an outro. But on that note, we will leave you.
Sake, I've got to do another thing.
Yeah, but just don't make it a bit. You can put a full.
Don't make it half an hour long, for God's sake. No.
Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining. We hope you all have a wicked week, and we will see you all again soon. Take care.
Bye. Bye.